is not the Ugly Truth, but this is the Ugly Truth hosts, Jamie and Stephanie, talking Top Chef. We have so many shows, so we're just gonna do a season State of the Union.
We'll just do right.
You know? So there's been 3 shows. We've gone through Restaurant Wars.
That was good.
I personally think that
finally they did it right, in my opinion.
I'm glad that they removed the whole requirement to have trained staff and decorations and all that garbage.
That. So unnecessary.
Especially for a cooking show. Like if this was a business show, fine.
I mean, but the thing, yeah, agreed. And the thing is they all know how to run a restaurant.
Yes, they do.
No one can do a pop-up like that in 5 minutes. It's stupid. And no. I honestly would love to see them focus on their dishes. And
yes, which
they still have to do their restaurant skills.
They do. There's the timing and execution of a very fast-paced kitchen.
Yeah. Front of the house, back of the house still has to communicate.
That's right.
What do they call it? Expediting?
Yes. The timing, I mean, and the losing team, which was Roots, which they were like, what is Roots? And the girl, Nicole, when she's in Last Chance Kitchen, or was, she's like, well, it was kind of a confusing thing. Like, she didn't get it.
She didn't get it. Well, he thought of it already before they even sat down to discuss.
Tom.
And somebody always does that in Top Chef because they're all bosses, right? Mm-hmm. They're all bossy people. They're all used to being in charge.
That's right.
So somebody is the first one to speak. Everybody's kind of like, oh, okay.
Somebody gets passive.
Yeah. But then there's other times where you have to have somebody like that because then they'll never decide and they don't care.
I definitely.
Like in Buddha's team.
Yeah.
They could not conceptualize like what they wanted to do. So he did it for him and it worked out very well.
And frankly, Buddha, he was not going to lose this challenge.
Well, I don't think he's going to lose the competition. He's so focused.
Yes. So Restaurant Wars went exactly as expected to me.
Me too.
I was really happy with who won. Buddha won. I was really I don't think anybody was surprised that Nicole was eliminated. No. Her dish was weak. She struggled with it the entire time. Yeah. So then she goes to Last Chance Kitchen and she way oversalts her pasta.
Because she salted the water.
And she salted everything. I saw her pouring salt.
She even said that in the thing. She's like, why did I pour salt? Nobody pours salt when you're a chef. You put it in your hand and then you put it in. She's like, dumb, rookie move.
And so when he finished, Chef Tom, the judge, he slammed his hands down. And I think he was pissed because it was a no-win. It was a no-brainer. Yeah. Like he didn't even have to decide.
Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry. So salty.
He couldn't wait to say how salty her dish was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt bad for her, but it seems to me that there's one of 2 people that ends up in Last Chance Kitchen. They either want to be back in the competition or they're just done.
Yeah, because the initial, once they get that, please pack your knives and go.
Yes.
That's the worst part of it.
Right.
And then they come to peace with it.
That's
and then they're like, okay, I'm going home.
That's right.
And I'm so tired.
Mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking
and they know that they're top chefs. They're winners. It's not, the journey is not over.
No, it isn't.
Because when you're on Top Chef, especially if you've gotten as far as these people have at this point,
right,
you're always going to be doing something. You're going to be a judge in a future show.
That's right.
You're going to be doing commercials. Mm-hmm. You're going to be doing, you're done. You're done. You didn't need to win to have a successful feature. They do not.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so this most recent episode, we're already to our recent episode. The Chef Amar.
Finally.
Chef Amar, I think is her name.
Amar. Oh, the girl?
The woman that came she was the guest judge.
The Indian judge?
Yes.
Yes, I cannot recall her name.
I thought it was Amar.
It could have been.
Amal, maybe?
Yeah.
Anyway, the point I was making about this guest judge, I wish I knew her name and I don't, is that Daryl and I actually had a reservation to go to that pop-up.
Oh, in England? I'm so glad you brought that up because when they were talking about that cook, the elimination challenge, they were basically like, they were there filming the show when you were there.
They were.
And I was like, oh my God, they were filming Top Chef and nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
Bummer.
And we were so hungover, we're like, we can't go to this pop-up. We just can't do it. And we also had reservations for another Indian restaurant that evening. Well, we're still getting Indian food.
We'll just go to that one tonight.
Yeah. And we didn't know it was a Michelin star restaurant. It was some of the best Indian food we've ever had.
I'm so glad.
So we were so happy. But then we see on Top Chef.
And you're like, no.
We're like, oh man, we could have been there. and she was there. We could have met her
for
and
sure.
all the things. Anyway.
Well.
What's interesting about what's happening now, and it happened earlier, but I think it started in week 8. Victoire and Gabriel.
He's next, by the way.
Oh my God. If he's not, I don't know what's happening.
He will. He's never going to make it unless he's going to be
the dark horse.
the Dawn of his
No.
season, because Dawn stayed around on her season. I couldn't believe why she was still there. I'm like, why is she still on here?
You know what's
She's terrible.
Side note, did you know that most people, she's a very volatile participant.
Shocking.
People either really, really love her or they really, really hate her.
I'm of the latter.
Same. Me too. I was in the subreddit of Top Chef a few weeks ago and I was, Dawn. And everybody either got downvoted or they're like, same girl. There's whole threads about her on here. Just go find it and you'll find your people. And I was like, oh, really? Awesome. I thought I was the only one. And I hate judging people I don't like, but I don't like what I see. With Gabriel and Victoire, she was done. She was done in week 8.
I think she was just mentally exhausted.
She skated through the restaurant wars because it was a team challenge.
True.
And then she had to do, what chef doesn't like spice? What? She's like, they're like, did you spice this salad? She goes, oh no, it's a palate cleanser. And they're like, there's not even salt on this? Nothing. She's like, well, I don't know how to do anything. And
well,
I'm like,
she was saying like when she tasted, because when they went, they always they went to the restaurant and they tried their, God, I cannot remember what those things were called.
Those big plates with
their plates with all the stuff on them.
Yes. Yeah. It represents bitter, sweet, salty,
Right.
all the things. Yes.
She said that the like salad that she was, mirroring was not seasoned. She's like, that didn't have any season on it. I didn't taste anything.
Right.
And I'm like,
they would never.
No.
They would just give you a plain old cucumber if they didn't want you to have.
Thank you. Be like, here, bite on this.
Right.
Yeah, no. So I knew right away she was going to go. But then I thought, well, what's his name burned his lentils and his noodles?
Oh my
Or his
God.
beans.
Yes.
So I'm like, he could very well go too.
The way I looked at it is this. I'm like, well, who was worse? And because she didn't use any seasonings and she overdid certain,
Every
saffron,
single element she made was terrible.
well, when they even said on the judges' table, they're like, Gabrielle gave us the best thing ever. So-and-so gave us the best thing ever. What did Victoire
Was there
give us?
anything? Yeah.
Nothing. And so Buddha's on the bottom because he was in his brain. Because Indian food was his Achilles heel in the last time he participated.
Right.
So he just couldn't get out of it. But anyway.
Lucky for him, there were people that were worse.
There was no doubt.
Because if there's other people, if everybody's just either kind of but nobody's terrible,
Right.
then it's harder. But
It is harder.
When there's someone horrible, you're just lucky you're not as bad as them.
Yeah.
At this point.
And honestly, when Gabri was like, I burned everything. I know I was supposed to strain the chutney or whatever and all the stuff. And they're just like, it's inedible. And I'm like, oh, he's finally going home.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Victoire is he's trying to convince himself he still is here. Like he can mentally get through it.
Yeah.
He can't. He's done.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Unless something amazing happens next week, he's next.
I think,
no doubt.
Well, at least he had the will.
He does have
and
the will.
Victoire did not even have the will.
She gave up in week 8 with that.
She really was like,
puff.
I'm just.
She's so done with the dumb, the emoji challenge.
I know,
She
all
just
of
was
it.
like, whatever. She's
like,
over
I don't
it.
want to do this.
And
Yeah.
I admire her. She's amazingly
Well,
talented.
she must be pretty good because for
is.
giving zero fucks and having no effort, she's made it quite far.
I know, for 2 weeks.
So she must be decent. If she actually put in
agreed.
some effort, she would have been something to compete with.
And of course, and it's funny, you never see it on the show because it's like in the beginning, they probably go, look, there's nothing, we do not have to continue reminding you how good you are. Okay. We all
Right.
know that we're literally picking apart some of the finest dishes we've ever eaten.
Yeah,
It's not even
absolutely.
about that. But now you've got these two people faltering and it's a mind game for sure.
Definitely.
They're mentally out. And so now Last Chance Kitchen comes, Victoire walks in, immediately fucks up and gets sent home. And Sherbel's like, bring it on.
Yeah,
That
he
dude-
wants it bad.
You know what?
He's going to come back.
I was thinking about
I'll be
him.
very surprised.
I was thinking about him this morning when I was thinking about, because we were going to talk about it. I'm like, I wonder, is it almost a blessing that he's in there only doing one challenge at a time and killing it?
Yeah.
These people that are coming in are so not at his level.
Right, 100%. Well, I mean, we've seen on past seasons, we've seen other extremely talented chefs just be the only one who made a mistake,
Right.
and everybody else
Right.
didn't, and so they end up going home.
Right.
But really, they were fantastic. It's just like that particular day they fucked up, and so with him, I kind of feel like that. I think because he's very, very young.
He's 25, Stephanie.
Yes, he's super
That's
young.
insane.
So he doesn't have the experience, but he's definitely got the drive. And the only reason why I can see him not winning Last Chance
Kitchen
is because if somebody amazing accidentally gets eliminated,
Like
Buddha, somebody just like, or Tom, that
I don't know. I think Tom, like you said this once before, he always screws up something.
Yeah, he does.
No matter how good he is, he does something.
He gets overly confident.
He was so relieved to just be in the middle of the pack last week. He was just like, oh, thank God, nothing.
Yeah.
They have nothing bad or good to say.
Amar is on fire.
Amar decided that he was going to cook Indian food and did it and did
Fantastic.
well.
Very well.
I really wanted Sarah. Stephanie, I am so team Sarah.
I am too.
I thought she was going to win. I really did.
This is what she did in her season. She was just always like a quarter of a step behind.
Do you think it's
just
because,
barely.
Do you think it's because of her lack of travel?
I think that has something to do with it.
I think too. I really
honestly, but she does. Honestly, the thing is that even though she's not as well traveled, she's very, very good at what she knows.
That's why I'm like, if this woman traveled Europe for even once, she would be unstoppable.
Exactly, and I think she's, she's Southern. Her roots are Kentucky.
Yep.
She's Jewish.
I know,
which is amazing. But I don't think her ambitions were as far as some of the other chefs that have been all over the world. And
I agree.
I think it was her downfall in her own season.
Really?
Well, and her competition, the girl who beat her, Kelsey Bernard Clark, was also a Southerner. She was a girl, I think she was from Texas or something like that, or Tennessee. But she was also old school Southern, but she had been around.
Yeah, it seems like that
So she had
seems
the edge.
the next, just a little.
And they were in China her season.
Oh dear God!
So she really needed
she needed to know a little bit about
something.
Things.
Yeah, and she did not.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it now. I'm like, gosh, it's like, is she leveling out to the point where she's not going to be able to compete with these other chefs who have been literally everywhere?
But I mean, I don't know. They're in England, of all places. This would be the place where she could probably pull off her American, Kentucky, Southern roots. Because
that is true.
But they keep, because it's world. What do you call it? What are they calling it? World All Stars or
something like that? Yeah.
So they have been very good with the show, with the production of the show, of making every episode a different cuisine. Somewhere around the world. It's
I'm
not
curious
just
what's next.
English food.
I don't. Oh, well, next week is double elimination, so we know it's it's a team
I saw
challenge.
it and I'm like, oh my God, no matter who goes home, it's going to be monumental.
It's gonna. Well, Gabriel's got. He's gonna. The problem with Gabriel is
he's gonna drag someone
He's
down.
dragging down someone with him, and then they're all gonna compete in Last Chance Kitchen, and Gabby will. Thank God, we will finally go home.
Yeah, he will.
And then it'll be between two powerhouses,
right?
And it will be devastating.
I know,
and I'm not looking forward to it. No one is.
I'm not either. Do you have any predictions of who you think it could possibly be?
Tom.
I think we both agree that it's Gabrielle.
I mean, if I'm just looking at
whoever's he's paired up with, unless he gets paired up with like Buddha and Buddha carries him. In which case, or somebody has like a totally like random thing weird happens. Like, and I've seen that happen before.
When they do if they do the random draws, and I think it's going to be. I mean, I don't know, because there's 7 right now.
Yeah.
So it could be 2 teams. It could be a 3 and a 4 team, or it could, because they can't do 2 and 2 anymore.
Right.
It has to. So it's going to be a double. It's got to be a 2-team challenge, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
Unless Sherbil comes back.
Maybe that's
there's
what they'll
8.
do. It's got to be, because they said that they were going to do a Last Chance Kitchen finale.
Okay.
And then whoever won the finale was going
go.
to come back to the show.
Okay.
But somebody else has to get eliminated for it to be a finale, because right now there's nobody in Last Chance Kitchen.
Okay, so the double elimination will happen, and it'll be 3 people in Last Chance Kitchen.
Right.
And then we won't even find out who comes back until they walk back on step.
And the next show.
Right. God. Well, my predictions would be Gabrielle will be eliminated as one. And then, honestly, the weak links at this point, Tom is a weak link.
If you want to call him one, but yes.
I mean, in the span of the people
If
who have always been at the
to
bottom,
pick one, yeah, I agree.
is Tom. And then, the shocker could be Amar.
It could be. It could be.
Who do you think?
I mean, I'm with you on that one, because I mean, but you know what? Buddha has been in the bottom twice.
I know.
He has made some mistakes, and so I mean, he's definitely not perfect. I think.
Do you think for TV they would do it?
Oh yes.
So it'd be between Sherbal and Buddha?
I don't think they do. I don't think they make decisions on Top Chef that are just for the shock value of it.
No, I don't
But
either.
I definitely think they're
advantage.
like, we're not above.
We'll take advantage of the
Yeah,
flaw.
we're not above eliminating Buddha when no one thinks we would. Oh, God. So they're like that. They're cutthroat.
I think that would... You know what? Honestly, my heart has always said he's going to end up in Last Chance Kitchen. I don't know why, but he's so...
He made a comment about it.
He did last time. He thought he was going.
He said, "Okay, now I'm mentally preparing for Last Chance Kitchen. It's fine. I'm gonna beat everybody there."
Yep.
So he definitely could. Yeah.
That'll be our.
This
dark
has been a
horse.
great season. I'm super excited.
I agree, Stephanie.
I'm super
I
excited.
love it. I love it. So this has been great. So we have, I don't even know how many more, but this has been
We're down to
great...
7. So I think we're, and since it's a double elimination, we will be down to 4
or 4.
No, 4, because they were talking about it. The chefs were like, we're going to go from 6 to 4 in one show, in one episode.
Man.
And so then we're talking like maybe 2-3 episodes left at the most.
Yeah, I think there's only like 9 or 10 episodes per season, correct? And they go to Paris.
Yeah, they're going to go wherever they're going to go. Yeah. Oh, they
go to
already told
Paris.
us. Yeah.
They said their finale is in Paris.
Awesome.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So excited.
All right. Well, anyway, I think that's it for this
Yeah,
week, guys.
I mean, I'm excited for the next week. I can't wait. All right, everybody. Well, enjoy your week. Until the next time for Top Chef, this is the Uggs signing out.
Bye.